So what efforts were you doing for the first 60 days to try to find work? You said you were knocking on
I
doors,
was
you were
knocking
visiting
doors, visiting
realtors.
realtor,
Yeah.
visiting contractors, visiting property
Yeah.
management,
Yeah.
visiting general contractors, new home
Hmm.
constructions, and no luck, no luck at all. So
Wow.
it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
So, hey everyone, I'm Chris with Cherokee Auto here in Knoxville, here with Sal with Kaizen Painting. Hey
Yes,
Sal.
sir. Hey,
And then David, his friends here in the room as well, watching this. So we are going out into the community and meeting and promoting local businesses, helping them understand their business processes better, and helping them ultimately increase their sales and their profits. And so, one of the conversations that we had a second ago was about your Google business profile. A lot of people don't have one,
hmm
and if they have one, they don't realize how strong that can be
right,
as far as helping them get more business
right.
organically. Google is a really
Yeah,
big deal,
yeah.
it's in the world, and I think we all know that.
hmm
So if you'll share this on Facebook and Instagram, this will help us get better traction to grow this podcast and to help more business owners. It would mean the world to us. So how's your day going?
Good. Thank you for the invitation. We're very happy and pleased to be your podcast and
We're excited
answer
to have
some
you.
questions and be out there for our beautiful beautiful city.
Yeah. So Sal is the owner of Kaizen Painting. It's Kaizen. And Kaizen is actually a Japanese word that stands for.
Yeah, it's a Japanese word. It's divided. Like kai means good, and sen change. So like good change. So
Yeah.
that's basically what it means.
So I think that's a really cool word that he chose to give his business when he goes into a room or rooms or a house or a business that has had some sort of catastrophe happen to it. He will actually go in and he will change it for the better. So if you can imagine, if the flood comes in or the water line breaks or something, and then he has to come back in and put the drywall in, mud it, and then paint the room, how pretty a freshly painted room is, and how good it smells,
Right.
and the trim and everything. And so
Yes.
he's got 7 crews working right now in his business. And how long have you been in business?
Last week we was our first year.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's been in business for 1 year and he's got 7 crews working. So
Yeah,
it's kind of cool that your business is so strong. It makes me happy for you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Chris. And something that is about what we're doing, like our great customer service. We're always in there. We're keeping in touch. We're very communicative, and that's one of the things that we are doing, like to grow, being growing so
Right.
that fast.
Customer service. Yeah.
Also our quality job on spots and on the projects, and that's something that has been helpful to be where we at right now.
Yeah.
But it's not where we want to be. Also,
Right.
we want to keep growing and
Right.
to give smiles,
Mhm.
and that Knoxville and 100% of Knoxville can have the Kaizen experience.
Right. That's exciting. So yeah, so you're talking about your high level of customer service, and that's one of the things that makes you stand out from the next person, is because I think people are really weak. I think the baseline for having a successful business is literally just doing what you say you're gonna do.
Yeah. Or
So-
if something show up in this business, nothing's gonna go run smooth. I'm telling you.
Right.
It's very hard. But when something happens, you have to be there. You have to try to give your best to get it as smooth as possible. So if you are able to do that, you're gonna be, trying to be successful, and
Right.
that's gonna like, hey, I like that, and hey, here's my friend that wants his house painting, interior and exterior, or
Referrals.
more referrals.
Absolutely.
And also to to have a very strong relationship with our constructors or reconstructions, customers.
Yeah.
So that's what has helping us, and that's what Kaizen means, and also Kaizen means like in continued improvement. That's
Yes.
what something that
Yeah.
we're focusing on, and like having our culture.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
That's awesome. So you were talking about a book that you had read called The Kaizen Way. One small step can change your life.
Yeah.
So you mentioned a friend gave you the book, and so do you want to talk about that book a little bit?
Oh yeah.
We're going to put a link to the book in the bottom of the show notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, when I get started, like, okay, how I will, like, call the name of my company, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I was, there was a word that is like, I want something like, because painting is to change for a better look, like, you know, so it was like something to change good. I know there is a word. I have read it, but I didn't remember, so. It came to that friend came with that book. I'm just like, yes, this is the word.
Yeah.
Kaizen is a Japanese word. So it's more about the Kaizen. This book helped us like to know more about the Kaizen methodologies, you know, and you can know how the Japanese has been working with these methodologies in Toyota, you know.
Yeah.
And
I've actually read a book about Toyota before, and I think I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Because they'll stop the entire line.
Right.
Just to correct something so it's not wrong everywhere. So they're constantly improving.
Yes,
So,
they're constantly improving, and it's part of what we want also in our company, you know, in our businesses, in our also the life that we touch with our job. Yeah, some more about just kind of like
it's like your core value.
Yes, core value.
Core value is what I would call that. Yeah. I'm reading a book right now talking about core values, and it's a really interesting book. Yeah, because it's, you know, when you read a book about something you don't know about it.
Yeah.
So every word, sometimes every paragraph, every sentence, it actually teaches you something that you didn't know. And if you don't slow down and try to take in as much as possible, sometimes you only read a page a day.
Yeah.
And you just take and you reflect on that one page, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely.
So, how did you get started in this type of work? And tell us about where you were and how old you were when you first started working.
Oh yeah, well, I get to this beautiful country in December 2022, and just briefly that moment I start working in construction, starting in painting. So I learned it, and then a couple of months, like 7 months later, was like, you know what, I'm able to do my own thing. So
you were saying how much money your boss was making?
not really.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah,
Just was like, I want to do my own thing.
Right.
In my way, and the way that I want to give the people out there.
The highest quality.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that, and I started like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I quit my job, and I had no projects. So I want to just start creating my own relationships, and that took me 2 months.
Oh wow.
2 months for the first project.
Yeah.
So, you know, at some point, it was like my wife, like, hey, hey, should we wait?
Sal.
Hey, Sal. Hey,
Are you awake?
Hey, Sal, you know, should we keep trying?
Yeah.
I'm like, give me one more week.
So what efforts were you doing for the first 60 days to try to find work? You said you were knocking on doors.
I was knocking doors, visiting realtors, visiting contractors, visiting property management, visiting general contractors, new home constructions, and no luck at all. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But at the end, it was like, you know, I was like, I think I failed. But the last week that I set my mind, like, this is the last week.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
You set yourself a goal. That was it.
It's off.
Yeah.
So I received a call. It's like, hey, I think I have a project for you. I'm like,
yeah.
okay. So I went there.
I knew it.
Yeah. So I went there. Was in Monterey. You know Monterey?
Yeah. Way out North
there.
Carolina, like an hour.
It's like an hour. Yes.
Yeah.
So was there? I'm like, yeah. So when I started, I just have my, you know, like my tool case, just with my brush and real rolls. Yeah. And when I get there, he just said, "It's my first project. You want to come see it?" I'm like, "Okay." When I get there, it was a
flipper.
It was
like
it's a general contractor that he does just exteriors.
Yeah.
So, when I get there, was to paint a complete exterior house, 6,200 square foot. So I'm
That's
like,
a huge house.
okay, I'm gonna need a 40-foot ladders, like 4,500
Sprayer.
sprayer.
Yeah.
Are you able to do it? I'm like, yeah.
Fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah.
Well, you understood what it would take to get the job done.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I knew how to do it.
Right.
Just that I didn't have the equipment right at that point. But I said yes, and then in the interior there were some drywall repairs, and also to paint the half of the house. So it was a big project.
Yeah.
To start it, my first
6,000 square feet is huge.
It's a huge house.
Yeah.
It was a huge house. So, I mean, and then I just started working. I said, like, I need help. So I just started doing some calls while I was preparing the siding. And then two people just like start working with me. So after working that week, I was thinking like the best way to grow my business to work on my business, not in my business. So I just leave then and start again. I'm not gonna leave with one project.
Try to find more work.
So I get there, and then another one start coming up, a small one, then another medium one, then a small one, then a bigger one, and then you start like it start coming up, and there are more people adding to my crew, more workers, and that's how it has been this past year. So
wow, like a racetrack.
Kind of.
So sleepy. It's that time of day.
Yeah.
Cut that yawn out, Gina. Have you heard of the book The E-Myth?
The E-Myth?
And the E stands for entrepreneur. Have you heard of that book?
No.
I'm going to share it with you. I have a digital copy. I'm going to send a link to your phone. We're going to put a link in the show notes of YouTube here. And so what happens is the E-Myth book is about the entrepreneur and the three different people that you are. You are the entrepreneur. You are the technician, which is the painter in your case. You are the manager.
Yes.
And those three roles are very well defined.
Yes.
And they are not the same.
Nope.
And so this book, if you'll read this book, it's a digital copy. If you want to listen to an audio copy of it, it's on YouTube, whatever. But this is an actual digital copy. I turned my phone sideways and I read it in the morning. And so this book is about a girl who opens her grandmother teaches her how to make pies, and then she starts making pies, and then people love her pies, and so now she's really making a lot of pies, and then she hires somebody and they start making the pies, but she doesn't understand the roles, and by the end of the book she has 10 locations making pies.
Wow.
And she's the manager she's the owner over all of them, and once you understand those roles, it's really good. It'll really help your business. It doesn't sound like you need that help, but that basic understanding of the E-Myth is really cool.
No, it's good because that's where we want to get that point to that point. I have good people that
because you can't do it all. As a technician, you literally can't do it all. So,
definitely.
Yeah.
But I have good people that understand the value, our values, the core values, the work. And I think that we're gonna get someday at that point. And I'm saying this with all the humble of the world,
of course,
just because I want just to grow as everybody. But that's means that more work, more to be in a daily day like there to be there,
Right.
But the more important thing is my people,
right?
God and my people that help me to get to that goal, Right. So I know that it's gonna take work. It's gonna take time, but we're in a great way. We're in the right position right now. So I'm not rushing that too. I'm not in a rush. I'm not rushing with having a race with nobody also. But I know we're gonna get that point, and I have the right people to do it. So it's about time.
You mentioned your family earlier. You want to talk about your family a little bit? And kind of what motivates you to get up in the morning?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's always I wake up 5:30 a.m. in the morning. It's like I'm a morning guy. I'm a morning person.
You just start waking up before 5:30 and...
Something happened that I always wake up before 5:30.
Yeah.
I have just to change the alarm
Oh.
because I have wake up. It's kind of very hard that it's just because something happened at night that I just get sleep.
Yeah.
After
You don't have a problem
5:30.
falling asleep.
No, I don't. So I'm a
too,
morning
me too,
person,
yeah. Yeah.
And then there's my wife, Gabby,
Mm-hmm.
my wonderful wife. She's amazing. She has been helping me in every step of the company.
Yeah.
So this
She sounds smart.
she's smart. This for her too. This is hers. She's the one that has been supporting me. My son Juan Francisco. We call him Isco. Is the short of Juan Francisco.
Oh, you call me Isco?
Yeah,
like the
Isco. The
last
last
four
four
letters
letters
of
of
Francisco?
Francisco.
Yeah.
He's 8 years old, and then my 4-month Rebecca.
Ooh, wow. You
Daughter.
have a 4-month-old
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Wow.
So the past 2.5 months,
Yeah.
the sleep time's gonna be,
Yeah,
short.
babies don't, yeah.
But it is what it is,
Yeah.
and so they have been helping me. There's my family, my engine,
Yeah.
my everything, and
The
also
reason
my,
you get
my,
up.
my parents. They have been helping me
Aw.
with this path that we're crossing. They have been very important for us
Very supportive.
and
too.
very supportive. And my whole family, my siblings, and the family they have here, and great friends as David also. So and his family,
Yeah.
So it's combined, makes what Kaizen is now.
Right.
Yeah.
Gives you a good base camp.
Yeah,
A
and
good-
the first things that is where I mentioned it the last, but it's the first one is God, and his also that has been helping me, have been praying, and that things can be going the right direction, and sometimes thing has happened, but there always a way how to, get just in the right way, and they just keep moving, and it's.
Yeah, so a couple of things. You mentioned God, and you also mentioned earlier when we were talking that you were a missionary.
Oh, yeah.
And from Honduras, and said you went to Ecuador. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm from Honduras,
Yeah.
but
so how old were you when you?
20.
Okay, gotcha.
Early
But you said
20.
you started working when you were 18. And
Yeah,
Then,
I was started
you were in
working.
college.
I was college, and my first job was to be an English teacher.
okay. Wow.
In Honduras.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you spoke really good English already.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, already.
Maybe better than everybody else. Yeah.
Maybe. So I was teaching like basics things in English.
Yeah.
So
not even ESL, but like
no,
English.
yeah, English.
Yeah,
Yeah,
English.
English.
Okay, yeah.
So then that was my first job. Then I went to Ecuador as a missionary of my church. I served there for 2 years. And after that, my older brother, he was living in Quito. So I stayed with him, living with him and his family. And then I met my wife. And then I stayed longer than I was expected.
Yeah.
So I also have a piece of Ecuador in my heart.
Of course.
I love Ecuador, and I think that my time in Ecuador has helped me to become what I am right now.
Yeah.
So that's what I did to serve God from my church, and just trying to improve for Him.
Right. Exactly. You try to be the best person that you can be.
Yeah.
So talk about your parents and kind of their role, and when you were like a teenager, and how they taught you about money and about work, and maybe what type of work they did even.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my mom has been all her life an accountant.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So she got the accountability of Kaizen.
Yeah.
She's the best.
Yeah.
And
Give
my
your mom a
dad,
shout out. What's her name?
Xiomara Sanchez.
Xiomara.
Xiomara, yeah. So
She's watching this probably.
yeah,
She will watch this.
She will watch this. Yeah, definitely. Also, my dad. Well, I'm Junior. He's Salvador.
Okay. Yeah.
He's Salvador Sanchez.
Yeah.
He used to work in tourism
Oh.
in Honduras.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he received a lot of people from here, Europe.
Yeah.
sometimes from Asia, South America,
Yeah.
to go to Honduras to visit the Mayan culture,
Yeah.
and then all Central America, So I has been like bonded to American culture all my life.
Yes. Yeah.
And with English. So I think I was thinking someday. I was thinking why I know how to give a great customer service. First of all, that I know how to treat the American people.
Right.
I have seen that all my life with my dad. And second of all, is my time in Ecuador, because I was working with import, like flooring import company there, and it's very hard in Ecuador to be a sales representative.
Is it?
But I give my best, and it was worth it. I learned a lot, and so my parents, they always teach me, or they taught me like to be a good person, to have God the first thing. And my mom always, she taught me something like, if you have a debt, like, you first pay your debt. It doesn't matter if you have nothing to eat, but you have to pay your debt. I always remember that in my mind.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that scared me from that.
Yeah, you don't even want debt.
Or
yeah.
or also to be like responsible.
Yeah.
She's an accountant, so she's very straight with money, and
Yeah.
I learned that from her, and I think that's the values that they have teach me, and
Yeah, for sure. So I always mention Dave Ramsey on the podcast, and we talked about, you saw his book in the office.
Yep.
And so Dave talks about people having a net worth of $1 million as being wealthy. So having a net worth of $1 million makes you a millionaire. It's not having $1 million in the bank. Or it's not your dad or your mom having $1 million. It's not your house being worth $1 million. It's not earning $1 million in a year. It's your assets against your bills being worth net worth of $1 million. And so there's 5 people that will have a net worth of $1 million in their lifetime. They're the 5 most likely people to have a net worth of $1 million in their lifetime. Business owner, accountant, school teacher, lawyer, manager in a business. So your mom is the accountant. You were kind of like a school teacher. And so these people, it's not that they make a lot of money, it's that they set it up, and it's a cycle of saving. And when you save money, of course, your money grows. And of course, you know that because your mom taught you that. So, but that's something I enjoy. I enjoyed learning when I learned it, and then I enjoy teaching that to people. Is having a net worth of $1 million is more attainable. Doctors, number 6. Doctors, you always heard doctors make really great money. They just don't do a good job with it. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And I'll give you a copy of that book if you'll read it, because I went to McKay's and I bought them all. They were like $2 a piece because they were used. I bought every one of them. So I'll gift you a copy of that if you will read it. So.
Yes, sir.
Last question here. Well, no, not the last question. Second to the last question. So, are you a morning person or are you a night person?
Morning.
And what does your morning routine consist of?
Morning routine. Okay, you just wake up, go to the shower, to the bathroom, get ready for the day.
You're not a coffee drinker.
I'm not a coffee drinker. Then I help my 8-year-old boy to get prepared for school.
Yeah.
So I just then after that I take him to the bus stop. So he go to school. They just come back and go out to start visiting projects. Start having some appointments with customer or future customers, or networking programs. So that's kind of my mornings.
So and so networking, what type of person will refer work to you? You mentioned realtors, property managers,
realtors,
new construction,
reconstruction company. So most of them, most likely, general contractors also. and it's we work in exterior and exterior. For example, there's your general contractor that do siding and roofing, siding and decks.
Yeah.
We can come paint and stain siding and decks.
Yeah.
They're general contractor. We do drywall, drywall, mud, flooded, finishing, sanded, then prime, paint.
Yeah.
And in the reconstruction part, because we work with a lot of almost, I can say, a 65 70% of the reconstruction companies in Knoxville.
So we are doing a little recap here for Kaizen Painting. We're gonna add their website, and we're going to add their Google business profile, and we're gonna add their Facebook. And Gina's gonna try not to laugh. She's sitting here next to me. So Kaizen Painting is KAIZEN painting.com. That's their website. Their Google business profile is Kaizen Painting here in Knoxville. You can text or call Sal, the owner, at 865-266-4259. And they have Facebook. Their Facebook is Kaizen Painting. I was going to say something really funny, and I have no idea what it was. You know what it was?
Yes.
I was going to make you laugh. You were going to spit your coffee out. You're not even drinking coffee. Good for you. You're drinking water. And then we're also going to put a link to the book that he mentioned about Kaizen. Can't remember. I actually ordered a copy of the book, so we're going to have that here as well. And we're here in the back office at our world headquarters for Cherokee. That's what it was. Our world headquarters for Cherokee Auto Sales. This is our national location, the only location that we have. And Gina's going to give me a raise this next week.
Actually, I'm deducting the pay.
She's going to take money away.
Thank you so much.
I'm actually not even getting paid, and she's going to take money away from me.
You're not employed here.
Yeah. I have no money at all coming in from Cherokee Auto Sales. Just joking. All right. So this is in reference to Kaizen Painting with Sal. And we want to promote his business by asking him to do drywall and or painting, or drywall and painting. And it sounds like they're getting into the flooring business as well. So we can ask them to help in that way as well. So, and we appreciate you listening to our podcast.
Do you want to promote your business on our podcast? You can give us a call or shoot us a text at 865-687-7100. You can also apply by filling out our Google form in the description box.